It's 2025 and games now kinda just feel like a slop fest. Every other month it feels like there's another AAA slop hitting the market. Unfinished, overpriced and just same old same old. But every once in a while, there's something that catches your attention. A diamond in the rough, a very welcome sight for some really sore eyes. Coming at you from, I'm sure you've heard this a lot, a studio made from ex-Ubisoft devs, Sandfall Interactive is a game that will make you fall in love with the hobby again. Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Before we go any further, please note that there will be heavy spoilers from this point onwards, and if you somehow haven't already played, please do so before watching. Trust me, it's worth your time. Okay, so with that out of the way, onto the video. The game starts on a rooftop, and as soon as it does, you are encapsulated by just how gorgeous the game looks. You're in this dreamy, fantastical world, and the art direction makes sure you understand that. Everything has this almost hazy effect to it, and although I can see some people not really being a fan of it, I thought that it made the game look really nice. Combine that with how well the colors pop, and this game is just pure eye candy throughout its runtime. People who make games, I would say, inherently are artists. But all the games that are made, I wouldn't describe them as art. This game is an exception, however. This feels like an art piece. Normally when I use that sentence, I mean it in a negative sense. I'm not a fan of artsy movies or artsy games or artsy anything really. But this game doesn't fit that box. It's artsy, yes, but it's also really fun to play. And this brings us to our second point. Let's get to the actual gameplay. This is a turn-based combat, something that a lot of people, including myself, aren't really fans of. And I'm not gonna lie, that did initially put me off this game. I couldn't get myself to finish Baldur's Gate simply because of the combat. But something I feel like I find myself repeating time and time again. This game is the exception. Its combat is still turn-based, but it adds a dodge and parry, and something kinda similar to a quick time event system. Now for the latter, I don't really mind it, I guess. Don't get me wrong, I would still rather have this in the game than not at all, but I don't really have anything to say about it, it's just there I guess. The dodge and parry mechanics, however, were incredible. It made combat feel so much more dynamic, as every time you fought a boss, you had to now learn its moveset to be able to dodge/parry it. It also made combat feel so much more rewarding. I remember a moment from the game where I was one hit away from dying, but by the time I got to that point, I had memorized all of the boss's patterns, and it felt like that one Street Fighter clip. I just kept parrying all of his attacks, took 0 damage until the end of the run, and with one perfect attack, I finished it off. Even saying this right now is giving me goosebumps. That's just how the game makes you feel. Speaking of feel, this game makes you feel a lot of things. Joy, frustration, and a lot of despair. All of these come as a package deal due to how incredible its story is and because of how well it's executed. The story is about a family trying to recover from the loss of their son. The mom and his younger daughter driven into a sort of madness, the older detaching herself at work, and the dad trying ever so hard to hold the pieces together. Once you defeat the paintress, you learn the truth about this world. The world isn't real, it's a painting made by someone who has now passed, while saving his sister from a fire at that. The mother, filled with despair, goes into the painting to try and hold on to the lost piece of her son's soul, also in the process recreating a fake family to live with in this artificial world. The dad obviously doesn't want his life to lose itself with this grief, since apparently being in the painting for too long can also kill you, goes in after her, determining that destroying the painting is the only way to get her out. This is where the twist comes. The paintress who we've been trying to kill for this entire time isn't the villain here, it's the dad. The number that she paints, it's a warning, telling people who inhabit this world to spend time with their loved ones, as this would be their final year due to the dad slowly managing to destroy the painting. You learn that one of the main characters is actually also from the outside world, having lost her memories and subsequently born in this painting. The sister who was saved from the fire and is now heavily scarred in the real world is this girl right here, who you see in the very first scene. After you finally beat the dad, you get to make a choice: destroy the painting and finally overcome this grief, which would also mean essentially killing every character that you've spent time with in the story, or let the painting stay and cause the younger daughter to slowly lose her life to it. The story is brilliantly written and seems to hit every mark. Although, as with anything, there are a few arguable plot holes. The paintress knows that there will be an expedition sent every year to try and kill her, until one, number 33, does finally succeed. So then why does she only keep painting numbers? Why not something else like, hey, I'm trying to save you, do your expeditions on this other guy instead? I mean, the story already establishes that the paintress was stronger than the dad and was only slowly losing due to her powers declining because of her prolonged usage of the canvas. So just imagine how much help it would have been for the expedition to go for the dad instead. Also, I haven't really seen anyone talk about this, but in case anyone knows, let me know in the comments. Why did she make the daughter have the burn scars again? I mean, she remade her family in the painting, including her dead son. So why leave her remade daughter with the burn scars still? I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's a reason for it. Let me know. Now that we're about to end this video, you may have noticed that I have left something quite big out so far. This is also something that's been playing in the background as you watch. Obviously, it's the music. Tying up this masterpiece is its incredible score. I mean, there was a point in this game where I was having more fun in the cutscenes than the gameplay. And that's not taking anything away from the gameplay, I only say this because of just how good the music in the cutscenes was. I don't really listen to music much, and the ones I do, there aren't really tracks from games. But here I am saying it again, what seems to have been the key phrase of this video so far. This game was an exception, and the OST is something that will definitely be going into my playlist. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 reminded me why I fell in love with games in the first place. It's rare for something to move you like this, especially in this age of quadruple A games, to stay with you so long after the credits roll. And for that, I will always be grateful. Clair obscur, trouble de rature, trouvera